What's up, sports talkers? The New York Knicks have moved on from head coach Tom Thibodeau. He's been fired. Now, we're going to listen to what ESPN Shams Charania has to say. Then we're going to come back with some commentary. Let's get it.
Tom Thibodeau has been relieved of his duties as head coach of the New York Knicks. Sources tell me after 5 seasons as head coach of the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau is out. He led them to 4 playoff appearances in 5 years as head coach. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. They won back-to-back 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. But I'm told the Knicks believe that they need a new voice, someone that can take them to the next step of the organization's future, which they hope is an NBA championship. This is a team that obviously has talent: Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. They feel like they need a new voice, and that's what the decision was made today by Knicks ownership, James Dolan.
Sports talkers, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one that always revels when somebody gets fired, but I do think this firing was warranted. Now, Kevin Love trolled this firing, so we're gonna look at what Kevin Love posted to Instagram right now.
You're fired! You're fired! Whoa! You're fired! You're fired!
Now, that clip's like 30 seconds long, so if we were to watch it, it'll get boring, but it's the same thing over and over. You're fired, you're fired. Now, we're gonna listen to what Kendrick Perkins has to say and Jay Williams on this matter.
I don't think the Knicks should move on from Tibbs right now, but I think it's okay to say that it's open that he will be on the hot seat. And I say that because expectations have changed for this team. And I think that's okay to reset those expectations. Tibbs has been trending in the right direction. But I think there are some things that you need to see do also combine with personnel, and that's on Leon Rose and Worldwide West, to make sure that the personnel fits to give the Knicks the best opportunity to win a championship. But I think you need to see some innovation from his offense.
Sinead, no. Tibbs didn't deserve to lose his damn job. We're not going to do this. And Malika, you remember our production call that we had after game 2? And you remember I
they
said
all blur together
we had a lot, but after game 2, when Karl-Anthony Towns was benched, I told y'all on the production call, I said if they lose this series, it may cause Tom Thibodeau to lose his job, right, because of the game 2 and the benching of Karl-Anthony Towns, because of the relationship that Karl-Anthony Towns have with Leon Rose and Worldwide West that goes all the way back to the Kentucky days. Here's my problem with the firing, right? What was Tom Thibodeau supposed to do? Karl-Anthony Towns, he started off the series, bro. He put you in the pick and roll. He switched it. You were getting cooked in the switch. So he tried to make an adjustment, and he tried to challenge the guards to fight over the screens a little bit harder and put you in the drop coverage. You was getting cooked in that as well. You wasn't getting back in transition. Jalen Brunson, outside of game 5, what was it, 68% of the time? He was getting scored on. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, what was Tom Thibodeau supposed to do at that moment? Right? When your 2 guys physically don't have it. Right? They don't have it. They don't have the athleticism to keep up with the Pacers.
Sports talkers, hearing multiple people talk about this firing prior to the firing and after the firing has led me to these conclusions, right? I think Tom Thibodeau, he performed well, but it was not good enough due to the climate of the NBA right now. The climate of the NBA, it is very open. Like, no team is necessarily superior to another team. I mean, outside the Thunder, like, the other teams are kind of on level playing ground. Now, Indiana Pacers were not superior to the Knicks in any way. They just played a better brand of basketball, and the Knicks did not play any defense, and their offense was very stagnant. Now, if you ask me, if you have a defensive coach and your team is not playing defense, that speaks heavily on the coach. Also, if your team's offense is stagnant and just dependent on the star on the team, then that tells me the coach isn't coaching any offense either. And from watching these playoff series with the Knicks and the Pacers, I don't think Tom Thibodeau did a good job. And I'm of the mindset, and I think the ownership of the Knicks are of the mindset that he let one go. You know, he missed an opportunity to advance to the NBA Finals because that Indiana team was not unbeatable. It was very beatable, but the Knicks fell short. And I think where the Knicks fell short is coaching. I mean, I got to put a little blame on the players, especially Karl Anthony Towns. But the Knicks went ahead and traded to get Karl Anthony Towns, which is crazy to me. You traded to get a player. Your team already doesn't play good defense, and you traded to get a player that is going to contribute even more to not playing defense. Because Karl Anthony Towns, I don't know if you guys watch games and see how his legs look, but he can't move his legs. He can barely jump off the floor. He's like, I want to say like 6'11", 7 feet, and he can barely jump. When he dunks, he's barely off the floor to dunk, you know? So he doesn't move his feet, so he can't play defense. He doesn't have it in him. And he doesn't even put effort into it at all. So I saw Julius Randle this year put effort into defense on the Timberwolves team. Now, if you're going to give up Julius Randle for Karl Anthony Towns, then Karl Anthony Towns has to bring more than just offense, because Julius will get you 20 points. I mean, he'll do it on maybe like 30 shots, but he'll get you 20 points. Karl Anthony Towns is going to come and take a boatload of three-pointers. He's not going to get in the paint. And he doesn't play defense, you know? So the coaching and the fact that they went ahead and got Karl Anthony Towns, I think is the reason why the Knicks lost. And a lot of that blame falls on the coach's shoulder, you know? It's sad, but I can't cry over somebody that's gonna get $30 million for being fired. He's guaranteed $30 million and he's fired. So I'm not sorry for a person getting fired and they're still gonna be collecting $30 million. I'm sorry, but I don't care. I care zero. I think a better coach than Tom Thibodeau would have got this Knicks team over the line. Notwithstanding the poor defense, a better coach would have gotten them over the line with those Pacers. Maybe not over the line with OKC Thunder, but this Pacers team was there for the taking. The Knicks took them to 6 games. They were there for the taking. But as I said before, coaching messed that up. I think it's a good decision to fire him. The Knicks just have to make a proper decision on their new coach right now. I see there was a lot of firings this year of successful coaches. Michael Malone was fired. Taylor Jenkins from the Memphis was fired, and Tom Thibodeau was fired. These are all winning teams, but not because there's winning means they're meeting expectations. And if you're not meeting expectations, then you got to go. Simple as that. And if the team can pay for you to go and pay somebody else, why not? Why sit in limbo and have another failing year just because you owe this coach some money and he got you some wins? The same talent can get you the wins with another coach. So I'm all for the firing. I think he did a poor job and he's been killing the starters. We all know Tom Thibodeau plays 7 players max, maybe 8. So he thrusted some players in that Indiana series that he wasn't even playing for months, which is just crazy to me. That's another reason why he should be fired. That's crazy. How you're not playing the players all year, and then in the playoffs, in the conference finals, that's when you thrust them into the game. That means these players could have been playing all along. These are NBA players that have been in the league a few years now. What's that guy's name? Landry Shamet. There's that lefty guy. I forgot his name. He uses the left hand. He's a point guard. Yeah, like those players are NBA ready players. They've been playing in the league. They've been making shots. Why not play them all year? And then you play them in the playoffs, in the conference finals. You got to be fired. Tom Thibodeau got to go, and he's gone. Sports Talkers, let me know what you think. I'm out.